Right now I'm harvesting some plant matter. I was sitting in this pot, flower pot, and what happens is there's all kind of wonderful plants that will grow. The as you can see, this is really dry. It was I think I had carnations in there last year, and what will happen is the weeds will tend to take over. So once I see certain plant matter coming up, I just leave it alone and let it. And so now what I'm doing is harvesting these roots, which they come in all different sizes. Let's see, I can break it up. What I've done is I have a piece of plastic. You can use whatever you want to catch. I want to reuse the soil, and so it's going to catch the soil. And then I have this, I thought it was chicken wire, but it's something else. I don't know, it doesn't matter. It has large enough holes in it that it will allow the soil to drop through. I use this thing over and over, this wire. In the garden, I have certain vines that run, and they will attach themselves to these little wire rungs, and they will grow. So, as you can see, there's a lot of plant matter in here, and I just tend to, I'm just breaking it up here. What I would normally do is just pick this up, and the plant matter will fall through. So I only have one hand available right now, and it rolls. I'm just rolling it back and forth. As you can see, the different the plants usually stay on top, the large pieces. There's a little small piece here that fell through, so I'll get that and put it to the side. But you can wear gloves or just use your hand for the most part. See, these will fit nicely in a bottle or a jar. Remember now, your the container you use will depends on what you're going to. I'm going to use all of these. So the container that you use when making your specialty oil depends on the size of the plant matter that you're placing in there. And I'm going to lift this up. You can see all the soil drops down underneath, and it's ready to be reused. All the little insects get a chance to run and find a new hiding spot. That's why if you want to wear gloves, do so. But this is one way. I can go digging in the yard. I have a good sized yard, and I can go digging in the yard to find this. Or I can just look at the flower pots, because I'm replanting a lot of different plants this year. Springtime and all. It's kind of late, but it's okay. They will have grown in there during the winter time, and I can throw it away, or I can make good use of it. So I'd rather make good use of these. As you can see, it's in there. I won't need all of it at one time, so I'll just use what I need now, and no worries, I'll throw this out. It'll grow again. So, but that's a good large piece. So I can either break this up, or I can find a large enough container, a bottle or jar, to actually put this in where it will fit when I'm making the oil. And so I may do that. Sometimes I will use more than enough plant matter, more than I need. And in using more plant matter than what you need, you will cause the oil to be saturated quicker with the essence of, that's a different type of root. And so that came off the plants, the flowers that were in there. Once you do this for a while, you kind of get to know what the plant matter, identify it rather, and that makes it easier for you. So again, if I use way more plant matter than what is necessary, it will saturate the oil much faster. And sometimes that's what I'm looking for. I just wanted to show another part of harvesting directly out of the ground. This is a dandelion. That's aloe. I'm not harvesting that right now. These are dandelions. Dandelions have many uses. One thing I will let you know is if it's not dark, but it's during the day, dandelions, when a dandelion closes up like that, it's hot outside. It'll open up in the morning. But just wanted to show you these leaves are good to use. You can also use a dandelion. You can also use a dandelion root. It's good for making wine. And apart from the flowers, you can actually use the seeds. I always like to include some of the seeds in what I do. Something else that I would do, I would harvest, and I will be making a video of that soon, is these shamrocks. As you can see, it has the petals and it also has some flowers in there. Alright, here I am in the backyard, and I just want to show you the dandelion seeds. It's been rather hot this year, still spring, but we've been getting almost record temperatures here in the 90s. These just pluck right off. The bottom part are the seeds. It depends on what specialty oil I'm making. I may use the dandelion roots and the leaves, and I may also use some of the seeds. There is a specialty paper that I use. I have to harvest the dandelion seeds themselves. And when I use those, when I make the specialty paper, I use the tops, these tops that helps them fly away. And I use the seeds also. If you rub these, the tops will fly away and leave the seeds, which they look much like marigold seeds. Sometimes you can find some really unusual dandelion leaves and petals, but they're basically the same. Gorgeous. Many people take them as weeds, but they're not. Now, most of this video demonstrated me harvesting this plant matter out of a flower pot. But I have a patio garden is what it's called. It's a really heavy-duty plastic, and you can have a garden on the patio, you know, by filling it up. I had it sitting here. As you can see, it's a good square. And when I'm trying to harvest plant matter, or I know I'm going to harvest plant matter for something, I just kind of let it grow. So the yard was cut, but around the edges, I let the weeds grow. And then once I removed it, you see these nice, they're just laying on top. These are nice roots that will go really well in an oil. And that's all you have to do. You don't have to do anything more than that. They're hidden, I like to call them hidden treasures. See, they're just right under the surface. That will make a nice bottle of oil. And these are large, but that will fit in a nice size bottle. I'm pretty sure I can find a bottle that size. And if it's If it's a specialty oil that I'm making for a client, I love to add some of these pieces in there after I've made the oil. I would do a small piece, a couple of small pieces like this. I prefer, I enjoy the essential oils because they have the pure essence. But when I'm making specialty oils, I love to have bits and pieces of the plant matter that was used to extract the essence from. Since this is about harvesting plant material, I just wanted to include just some extra things other than what I was doing. This is between the two citrus trees that I have, and I just wanted to show you. I had to put some 7 dust on one of them, so excuse the white powder. But you see the flowers? The flowers are right there, and they're blooming. Gorgeous, gorgeous. And so they lose their color once they sit in the oil. But before then, that's okay. You can still harvest them. You would just pluck them off, excuse me, right now and use them. I kind of let them go a bit, let them sit on the branch a bit, because once they, wherever the flower is, that's where your berries or fruit will be. You see the berries now? I'm going to pull back some. They're starting to develop. Those fell off. You don't want to be greedy and get all of them, but you take some and then you leave some. And here, you see these berries are turning. And so this one I let kind of grow. I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to let it grow. But these parts up in here have a lot, you see here, berries. So you have to decide. You don't want to take everything and harvest all of it, because I did see some birds eating the berries the other day, which I had never seen birds eat these berries. You don't need to. You don't need to harvest all of it. So there's a couple growing under here, under the tree, and I let them grow. I usually have some growing over on the side of the house. But I can cut these down, and because they've dropped berries already, they'll come up again. So if I pull this entire plant out, because it is getting kind of tall and I don't want it to incorporate with the roots of the citrus tree, I will pull that out and then allow the other ones to grow. They'll grow up, and then I'll harvest those. So it's always, usually I just harvest bits and pieces and allow some of the seeds to drop, and that way you have an ongoing supply of plant matter.